Hey folks! After the latest videos on fairy, adventurous and epic worlds, I decided to cut it out and get back to old, preferably janky and mostly unknown stuff that no one gives a damn about. Hence, let's cover today Iron Storm. Yeah. Between you and me, this game rules. At its base, there's an interesting alternative historical setting that is the game's selling point. And, aside that, Iron Storm is a product infamous for its high and unfair difficulty spikes, the forced stealth sections, the somewhat deficient AI, deadly enemy snipers placed everywhere, and a rush development that caused many bugs, glitches, and cut content at its release. To sum up, this game is the freaking complete package, an unmissable Eurojank classic that I really missed and kinda enjoyed playing again after 20 years. The game is set in an alternative 1964, where the First World War has never ended, but instead it reached its 50th anniversary. The two main factions at war are the United Nations of the West Europe, supported by the United States, and the Russo-Mongolian Empire, guided by the Baron Nikolai Aleksandrovich Ugenberg. We play as the veteran Second Leutenent James Anderson, a legendary soldier who fought in the war for over 20 years.
All I can think of now is one simple question. When the hell are we gonna be left in peace?
In the prologue, Anderson is chosen for a secret society mission that is, in short, to breach the enemy's territory, infiltrate a secret facility, and prevent a Russo-Mongolian empire from creating a weapon that could ensure victory in the conflict. Once the briefing is over, let's catch quickly this pump shotgun on the table, then go to the armory, throw away the shitty pistol, and pick up the SMG, because we're limited to one slot for every kind of weapon. And now we're ready to suffer.
Been waiting for you, Lieutenant. Follow me. Everybody down!
See, not even a minute in the battlefield before the first sniper is already killing us. The game in the Stranges is immediately brutal, and we find ourselves accompanied by this friendly cannon fodder and making our way through hell. And there's even no real soundtrack. Apart from a few notes in the main menu, the only music to accompany us will be explosions, shouts, gunshots and ambiental noises. This first mission is an alternation of trenches, lethal open spaces, underground tunnels and bunkers, as we are attacked from all sides, and even turrets that will tear us to pieces like nothing. There's also the classic helicopter that can only be shot down with rockets, and, by the way, the best worst enemy of the game are the fucking mine dogs. You ask, are they trained to find the mines? Nah, they're equipped with mines and act like kamikazes. Pete approves. In Iron Storm, the medikits are not even that rare, but a few shots are enough to kill us at normal difficulty, and soon we'll find ourselves in the first obligatory stealth section. I had to redo this part many times, until I could finally crawl behind this wreck, unnoticed, then kill silently this guard with my knife, and finally passing myself off as a prisoner, for which I had to throw away all my visible weapons. And here ends the first part of the game. That was tough, but the worst is yet to come. Aside all the jokes and runs, I like this game, especially how it tries to be varied in its environments and objectives. The next sections will be in urban areas, full of goddamn snipers and oppressive ambiental sounds, like creaks of windows and doors that make us fear hidden enemies ready to shoot us, or even meows of kittens maybe hidden in the rubble. Anyway, we'll have to destroy two different tanks. The first in the square requires us to find the mines and then throw them carefully under its tracks. It may sound easy, but the limited throwing range and the slow movements of the target make all this quite tedious. Seriously, I felt troubled. The second tank is a freaking nightmare that will kill us fast with its many turrets. To destroy it, we'll have to lure it to the square, where we've wrecked the first tank, and use its cannon to gun it down. It's a slow and very dangerous process. And wanna know a fun fact? Initially I couldn't remember where to find the goddamn mines, so I tried, like an idiot, to pass the level trying to get around the second tank, which anyway killed me a million times, especially in this corner. Yes, I'm that clever. Anyway, after some struggles, we finally entered the second half of the game, in the infamous secret facility, where Anderson is taken prisoner but soon manages to free himself. This part is quite difficult and confusing, and I think that many players have dropped the game here because it's not very clear what to do. First of all, Anderson will only rely on his knife, then search for the correct path from this damned dog's cage, find the scientist to eliminate discreetly, and absolutely avoid sounding the alarm. By the way, I personally appreciated finding out what to do in the right order, and the biggest annoyance are the fucking turrets. Seriously, sometimes I couldn't avoid taking damage. Getting through this mission was indeed satisfying, and besides, the following rest of the game will follow a similar pattern. First, on board of this gigantic moving train, which is like an immense moving fortress divided in many compartments, where we'll have to mix stealth and action. We'll have to deal with guards and turrets, and also 2 helicopters to destroy using the anti-aircraft towers. It's pretty neat, but after stealing this briefcase, there's this ambush that I found horribly unfair. Seriously, what the fuck were they thinking? Luckily, the final mission is all oriented to pure manslaughter. It's very difficult and full of well-armed enemies and turrets. But still, there are some kind of smart puzzles to solve in order to reach the ending section that will show some interesting twists, and the ending per se is a bit, let's say, ambiguous. Well, finishing this old and unforgiving game has been quite an experience, and it's a pity that it suffered a rush development that led to a lot of cut content and general lack of polish. Just saying, many times the AI wasn't that reactive, and in one occasion my grenade didn't kill the enemy inside a tent. Seriously, look at this shit, it's absurd. At least the enemies don't strafe like crazy and become impossible to hit like some other FPSs, and the overall gameplay is pretty decent. And yes, the stealth sections are indeed confusing and sometimes feel out of place, but still I liked some puzzles, especially in the last mission. Continuing, the graphic compartment was even that great at the time of its release, while the sound design was pretty unique and well done. In the end, I must say that there's indeed something fascinating about Ironstorm. It's a mix between the original story, the punishing difficulty, the unusual lack of music, and the great sense of ambition of its unfortunate authors. In my opinion, for a few dollars or euros, it's still worth of a try, especially if you like those old and almost forgotten games that have their own personality. That said, a warm thanks to all viewers, and see you in the next entry.